We're on the right track. Our plan is working.
In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
We can't reboot the world's largest economy like flipping on a nice light switch. There's going to be ups and downs.
Listen to this. Instead of carrying your wallet in your back pocket or your purse, a tech company wants you to keep it under your skin.
All right, so let's explain here. Walletmore is selling microchips implanted in your hand as an alternate payment. Could this be the future? Maybe. Once you set up your card info in the company's app, look at this. It says payments could be as easy as swiping your hand over a card reader. Right now, chips are not sold in the U.S. Crazy.
Part of my own integrity to have myself chipped and keep my personal data there with me. I actually feel in a way that it's even more controlled on my end, having it in my own hand.
President Biden signed the $280 billion CHIPS and Science Act into law today.
That's right. It is part of the administration's efforts to compete with China's high-tech manufacturing industry. The bipartisan legislation is meant to boost domestic manufacturing of computer chips to ease America's reliance on other countries. The law provides billions of dollars in incentives to the U.S. semiconductor industry to increase production. Before signing the bill into law, Mr. Biden said it will make America a global leader for technological and scientific advancements.
Neuralink is changing what a person is.
Yeah. If you could do that electronically, where you're not juicing yourself up with amphetamines, but instead you're enhancing all the capabilities of your entire neural network.
Yeah.
You know, if you go out and you want to buy groceries, you need a picture on a card. You need ID. You go out and you want to buy anything, you need ID and you need your picture.
The company Walletmore is selling microchips as alternative payment options. The chip is about the size of a grain of rice. It costs about $300, and it'll be implanted, Julia, into your hand.
I don't know. I feel kind of creepy about this. I mean, they can track everything we do anyway, right?
Sure, yeah.
All right, well, once you activate it using a digital wallet app, you'll be able to make purchases just by swiping your hand over a card reader. Almost 200 people, they feel pretty confident about it. They've already had the implants. Once the implant goes in, there are no refunds, by the way.
Crazy. Bro, we're going to be robots. We're going to be cyber people.
We can take on the special interest, and our democracy can deliver for the people of this country. That's why I'm confident that decades from now, people will look back at this week with all we've passed and all we've moved on, that we met the moment at this inflection point in history. A moment when we bet on ourselves, believed in ourselves, and recaptured the story, the spirit, and the soul of this nation.
So I have a chip implant in my arm, and I have programmed the chip so that I have my COVID passport and on the chip. And the reason is that I always want to have it accessible. And when I read my chip, I just swipe my phone on the chip, and then I unlock, and it opens up. This is a PDF, which is my COVID passport. And this means that it's always accessible for me, or for anyone else really who wants to read me. For example, if I go to the movies or go to a shopping center, then people will be able to check my status, even if I don't have my phone. A chip implant costs, 100 euros if you want to buy them, the more advanced versions. And you can compare this with, for example, a health wearable that will cost perhaps twice that, but at the same time, a chip implant you can use for 20, 30, 40 years.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
This is his words. It's going to increase your bandwidth to your access to information, and you're going to be able to talk without words.
If they're inserted very carefully, so that the robot actually images the brain and makes sure to avoid any veins or arteries so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage. You sort of think like if you stab something with a wire, surely it will bleed, but actually at a really small scale, it does not.
Yeah. If you could do that electronically, where you're not juicing yourself up with amphetamines, but instead you're enhancing all the capabilities of your entire neural network.
Yeah. Crazy.
Bro, we're going to be robots. We're going to be cyber people.
I mean, this is obviously sounding increasingly like a Black Mirror episode. Everything that's encoded in memory, you could upload. You could basically store your memories as a backup and restore the memories. And ultimately, you could potentially download them into a new body or into a robot body. The future is going to be weird.
Hi, I'm Christine Ulm, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. If you plan on traveling, we need your help to prevent delays and to prove your identity. Get a real ID. Starting May 7th, you will need a real ID to travel by air or to visit federal buildings in the United States. These IDs keep our country safe because they help prevent fraud and they enhance security. Please do your part to protect our country. Go today and don't delay.
So, what you have just listened to is only a small bit of the bigger picture that I have been showing you piece by piece by piece to lead you to step by step by step. We are entering a very dystopian future, and they let the Trojan horse Trump administration sneak you in there. You are silently being guided into no return. Believe it if you want. Do your own research, guys. But we have entered a very, very crucial and dangerous time in human history. One wrong move, one person asleep at the wheel, it all goes bad. And to be honest, it's looking like everybody's asleep at the wheel. So, do your research. Thank you for trusting Truth Movement Cartel. Like the information or not, do your research and you will come back here. And I hold lives every night so we can talk and discuss the real truths that are happening. I really genuinely hope everybody has a good and productive journey on your truth journey. Thank you guys. Truth Movement Cartel.